What's going on, Shady people? Shady Penguin welcoming you back for another week of our UCL prep video series. Now, before we get started, if you guys are excited because your New York Mankeys are on a beautiful winning streak, please show some Mankey love to the thumbs down below. Your support means absolutely everything. We're going to dive into this right away. This week, we're going to be going up against the Pittsburgh Pichus. That's right, the Pittsburgh Pichus, coached by the numbest of all Nexuses, one of my absolute favorite people to speak with and listen to. Definitely check out his YouTube channel. You will not be sorry. He's a really funny guy. Really unique stuff on his channel sometimes, but honestly, his voice is so soothing and so perfect that it doesn't even matter. So definitely go check him out. But without further ado, Nexus's team consists of the following. Really quick, you guys have still been picking up New York Mankeys memorabilia. Thank you so much. You guys are freaking incredible. I don't want to forget to say that. It's insane. At least like 20, 25 new Shady people pick up new memorabilia in the description, which is really awesome every single week. We're going to go ahead and go over Nexus's possible Pokemon. The team lineup that he has, or the people that he can choose from, are as follows. He's got Latios, Excadrill, Keldeo, Entei, Houndoom, Shaman, Rhyperior, Electros, Alomomola, Uxie, Rotom, and Mawile. Now, really quick, can we talk about how the heck this happened? How did he get Latios, Keldeo, Entei, and Shaman? Can someone tell me how he got Shaman as the last pick in the year round? Base 100 Pokemon. I personally don't understand it. His team is solid. His team is really incredible. I am personally terrified of the Electros. See, he got the Excadrill, which is like the #1 answer to Electros, and he already has it on his team, so there's nothing I can do. I should have tried to trade him for it before we battled or something, but we can't trade anymore anyway because we're too deep into the season. Is this already week 10? I feel like this is week 10. Against Nips was week 9. We are currently 6-3. I believe so, yes. And we're going against Nexus, so I'm not sure who his record was. I know before last week he was 5-3. I'm not sure what his record is now. I want to say that he's 5-4, but I'm not entirely sure. You'll see tomorrow on the thumbnail. But for your New York Mankeys, our 12 Pokemon that we have are the Landorus T, Mew, Mega Pincer, Milotic, Infernape, Blissey, Jolteon, Skuntank, Shiftry, Granbull, Gurdurr, and Regirock. Now, I know you guys, a lot of you guys have been saying, Shady, you bring the same Pokemon all the time. What are you doing? Well, we've been on a winning streak since week 4, and I don't really want to mess with what's going on, but at least I'm bringing some unique stuff. Like last week, I brought Agility Baton Pass Jolteon and pass it off into Milotic. So that was something unique, and every week, I want to try to find something unique, but something plausible to bring in the UCL, even if I am bringing the same 6 Mon. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into this team building session. Now, like I said, Nexus's team is super scary, but we have prepared a team right here, right in front of you guys. You guys can see all 6 of our Mons. Kicking off with Sakura, who I felt like was really important. Sakura walls Keldeo, in my opinion. Sakura can handle Latios if it has to, although Thunderbolt's gonna hurt like a Banshee. Sakura also likes to play with Entei, likes to play with Rhyperior, and then Alomomola and Milotic kind of have like a little bit of a stalemate going on, to be honest. So really solid Pokemon that I need to bring. I'm bringing the set that I brought 2 weeks ago. I'm bringing Recover, Dragon Tail, Scald, and Ice Beam, 244 in HP, Max Defense, Bold. I'm going completely physically defensive this time because I want to be able to handle that Entei really well. I'm kind of hoping Electros is physically offensive because I know a lot of people like to run that since it has 115 attack. Likes to run the elemental punches for coverage, especially in UCL. Not to mention, I think that Seed Layer is physical from Shaman. Not that I plan on taking one of those, to be honest, but actually, I just might take one. I gotta find out right now, though, before I forget to look it up, if it is physical or if it is special. Let's see, Seed Flare, I feel like it's special now. Yeah, it's special. Okay, it is special. That's unfortunate. That's gonna do a lot of damage to our Milotic, but we really can't, we don't wanna be in that situation ever. We don't wanna be in that situation ever. So we're just gonna make sure that we're not in that situation ever. So, like I said, Nexus's team, super scary, but Milotic handles a lot of his Pokemon really well. My biggest fear, like I said, Electros is literally my biggest fear in his entire team. Granted, his Latios is crazy fast, outspeeds almost every single Mon on my team except for Mayhem. So that's also scary. He's got Keldeo's at 108 speed, Shaman's at 100, Entei's at 100, Uxie's at 95. So he's got a lot of speed on his team. Milotic, though, is bulk on bulk. I can take on his physical threats for days. One-shot Rhyperior if he wants to bring in. I can get Scald, burns off. Ice Beam hits Shaman for super effective damage if I really ever get put in that situation. Hits Latios for super effective damage if I case I want to go for that instead of the Dragon Tail. It really depends on where my HP is at and what have you, because I don't want to like Dragon Tail into a sub Latios, which I don't think Nexus would run, but you never really know. So it's going to be interesting to see how this game plays out. I'm already nervous. This is 100%. I'm so nervous for this match. I don't think I've ever beaten Nexus, maybe once in my entire life, but I usually lose to him all the time. So we'll see how it goes. But this is Sakura, our Milotic, and she's gonna do great. Our next Pokemon is Savage, the Mega Pincer. Now you guys know this set, very familiar. And here is where I am in a little bit of a bind. So we have this Pincer here. It is mega. It has Sword Stance, Quick Attack, Return, and Earthquake. Pretty standard, of course. Jolly Nature, because I need to make sure that I outspeed the Entei and that Shaman that I had mentioned, and I really wouldn't mind making sure I outspeed. I believe Houndoom and Uxie. If I'm not Jolly, I think that their Jolly versions or timid versions will outspeed me. I'm not entirely sure, but I think they can. So this is where I'm at right now. I really think he's going to run Scarfed Excadrill. I'm really pretty confident that he is. And I don't have my best answer for that is coming up in a little bit. And this is not our weird Pokemon, although this is something unique that I'm going to be doing. So I'm really afraid of Electros rather. And my regular Pincer, before it Mega Evolves, is going to have Mold Breaker. So there might come a time in this battle where I decide not to Mega Evolve and just Sword Stance. Because I really feel like Electros walls Mega Pincer pretty well. It resists my stab. Close combat, of course, a +2 close combat is going to hurt, so he might not switch into it that easily. But I really feel like he might want to just do that. Or I might come to a situation where maybe I can take one hit from him and I want to just go for Sword Stance. And then keep my Mold Breaker, break that Levitate on Electros and go for the EQ. So really situational, really cheeky. It might not happen, and if I don't need it to happen, I don't want it to happen. I would much rather just phase Electros out, have rocks up, and let him just go down to Hazard. So, because that thing is super bulky. Even from a regular Earthquake from this Pincer, it only does 50%. From a regular Pincer, it does 50%. I mean, it makes sense. It's a regular Pincer, I guess, but still, it's sad. And I can't EQ it once I Mega Evolve, so I'd have to go for a turn, which gets, I think, even at +2, I really don't think it does too much, maybe 30%. I'm gonna find out right now for you guys. Pincer versus Assault. I'm gonna guess Assault vs Electros, obviously, because that's what I really think is gonna run. Thunderbolt one-shots me and return, oh. +2 return does 80 to 95%. Interesting. I might go close combat now, but I want to go Earthquake because he's got the Entei, he's got the Excadrill. Of course, Excadrill's already also weak to close combat. I think I'm gonna go close combat. I was gonna try that whole levitating nonsense, but honestly, even if I force his Electros in. At +2, I one-shot it with close combat. It has an 81% chance to one-shot, and after rocks, it is a guaranteed one-hit KO. So that's if he's especially defensive, not physically defensive. We're not really sure what he's gonna do, but if he's all around, then we're kind of donezo funzo. Like I said, I'm not gonna go for any of that stuff until I wear him down a bit. Then again, if I have Mold Breaker, +2 Earthquake with regular Pincer, hold on, not Hyper Cutter. I would never run Hyper Cutter. Mold Breaker. It's one-hit KO. So I might keep EQ on there. The only time EQ's not better is if he has Excadrill. And if he goes into Excadrill on my Mega Pincer, I'm gonna assume that he's Scarfed and he's going for a Rock Slide anyway, so I gotta get the heck out of there. So there's really no reason to choose close combat over, then again, but yeah, there really isn't. There's no reason. Yeah, there's no reason. Okay, so I'm gonna keep Earthquake. All right, so this is our Mega Pincer. He's there. You guys know my thought process behind him. Our next Pokemon is kind of our, unique Pokemon for the week. We have Rufus here with leftovers, and you guys can see right away. I'm running Defog, Will-O-Wisp, U-Turn, and Transform. So I'm running Max HP and Max Speed. Max HP because when I transform, I want to have 207 HP. That's really nice. And then Max Speed is so that I can speed tie with both Entei and Shaman and potentially transform on them before they use their stab move. So for example, if I outspeed Entei, if I win the speed side and go for transform, then his Sacred Fire won't burn. And I will now have an Entei on my team, which is really nice. Because he probably will have E-Speed and all that fun stuff. And he might even be choiced into that move, so we should be able to take two. Shaman, same thing. Goes for Seed Flare. I'm Shaman now. Bot, what's happening? Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness. I get to see your build. I get to see your spread. Transform is a really interesting move. If I have to transform into Electros, I will. I really don't want to because he's going to have Assault Vest, and I'm not going to have that. So it's an interesting thing to see what happens. I can't really transform into a Latios because if unless it's on a switch in, I would love to transform into a Latios. Don't get me wrong, 110 speed, please give it to me. And then with 100 base HP, that'll be amazing. But it'd have to be on a switch in, and I don't know why he'd switch into his Latios on a Mew unless he's expecting a Psychic type attack, which means that his Keldeo would have to be in, and he's expecting me to be Scarf. So that's never gonna happen. All that stuff's never gonna happen. Mew is here to get rid of rocks. So that I can set up my own rocks later in the game. It's to burn the Excadrill. It's to burn everything except for Entei. I want to burn on everything. The residual damage is going to be huge in this match, I feel like, for sure. And then it's just, I'm going to U-turn for pivoting, and then I'll transform when I feel like it. That's pretty much the gist of our Rufus this week. Pretty straightforward. I have Rufus right here on this that was made by a subscriber. He sent it to Nips and then sent it to me. I've been using it for a very long time now since he sent it, and I love it so much, and Rufus is giving us good luck. So That's my stylus, by the way. That's why it's green, it's stylus. That is our Rufus. Our next Pokemon is kind of our Excadrill answer, quote unquote. I wouldn't really say answer, but I use that term loosely, I guess. Because if he's a Scarfed Excadrill, he will outspeed me. And I'm back and forth on this. I'm not sure if I should just run max speed to outspeed Scarfed Excadrill. I'm really not sure. I don't know if it's worth it. Because to be honest with you, my real check to Excadrill is for me to go out into my Milotic. I take less than 50% from an Earthquake from Excadrill. So that means that I can 100% wall it and just fire off another Scald. Like that's something I can do all day. And if I have rocks up, I can just fire off a Dragon Tail. Force to switch Dragon Tail, force to switch Dragon Tail. Totally fine with that. So this is really like my backup answer. If I feel like Sakura's getting too low and I need to get a recover off on an Alamo instead or something. But he will Intimidate. I can take a Rock Slide. It's neutral. I can take an Iron Head. It does a lot even after the Intimidate. It still does. I was running Calcs before. I really can't believe this. Landorus T with 190 HP, hashtag bars. Of course, I get outsped by the Excadrill if he's Scarfed. So the speed, by the way, the speed is here just to outspeed. I outspeed Latios. All the time unless he's Scarfed. So that's what I go. I go to 180. Latios maxes out at 178, I believe. So we're good to go on that front. That's really the only reason why I have that speed investment. Anything else he Scarfs, it'll outspeed me. Like everything else already has a higher base speed than me. Like Entei, Shaman, Keldeo, all that stuff. If he Scarfs that stuff, he's gonna outspeed me anyway. So there's no reason to waste that speed. I might as well put it in HP. Iron Head, that's from a Life Orb. So if he's Life Orb, if he's not Life Orb, Iron Head only does 35%, which is great. Superpower one hit KOs easily, so we should be fine. This is like our, if I end up getting this thing in against the Excadrill, I just go for superpower one shot it. That's it. Done. That's it. But that's the spread. Standard moveset, U-turn, Earthquake, Knockoff, and Superpower. Knockoff is really good against the Latios. If I catch it on a switch in, or if I'm faster than it and he's not Choice Scarfed, Knockoff is going to completely body that thing. It is a free knockoff. Keldeo is a huge problem for me. If that thing is Choice Scarfed, it's gonna run shop on my top. But I do have Sakura, like I said. Sakura, I'm gonna be depending on Sakura a lot this week. I almost wanted to run Protect instead of Dragon Tail, but I need Dragon Tail to phase. Like I said, I need Electros to take a lot of residual damage. I don't ever want to Dragon Tail into Electros. Honestly, but then again, I could just switch out into my Toph or Mayhem. Mayhem would probably be the choice. Mayhem would be the choice because I'd be fearing an HP Ice. And then honestly, Electros doesn't want to take what my Mayhem has to give out, so should be fine. But this is our Toph. He's here. He's ready to play, and I'm going to go on to our next Pokemon. Mayhem or Jolteon, very standard. Choice specs. Modest because I don't need to be timid. I outspeed, like I said, Latios caps out at 178, and that means that I outspeed it because I'm at 182. I can actually go like this. If I want to be really frisky, I can go to 179 because Latios, let me just make sure again one more time. It never hurts to double check. Latios maxed out at 179. So we're good on that front. I can actually take this and invest it back into here. So that'll be 20, and then we have 4 extra. We can put it into our defense, okay? Or we can put it into our special defense. There we go. So that is our EV spread for our Mayhem. Very interesting, very different, but it is modest choice specs, which means he hits like a truck. Honestly, if I can knock off the Electros with my Landorus and get rid of that Assault Vest, then I'm really fine. Because even though Electros resists, this Jolteon hits so hard. It's disgusting. Oh, don't play games with me, man. Do not play games with me right now. I'm screaming on the inside. Jolteon, if he's modest, with the choice specs, against a Electros, my Thunderbolt does 28%, my Shadow Ball does 33%. If we knock off the Assault Vest, Shadow Ball then does 50%, so it's 2 KO after rocks. That's fine. That's fine. If he doesn't bring Electros, I will be so happy if he doesn't bring Electros, but I just can't see it. Electros is way too good. It's such a good pickup by him. But this is our Mayhem. It's gonna be interesting. Like I said, this thing hits like a truck. Keldeo doesn't want to deal with it. I outspeed it, and of course, if he's choice, I really think, you know what? I really think it is Keldeo is gonna be choice Scarfed. I think his Keldeo is gonna be Keldeo. I think his Keldeo is gonna be choice Scarfed because I outspeed this Jolteon. Because otherwise, Keldeo just drops. And I'm gonna see how much Keldeo does to a Jolteon. I feel like it's gonna hurt like a Banshee. Okay, good. You don't have any moves put in. Thanks, Nugget Bridge. Oh well. I'm sure it's gonna hit like a Banshee. If it hits me, it has a ridiculous 129 special attack. So Jolteon's not really the answer for that. If he's choiced Scarfed, then he's not the answer. The answer would actually probably just be Sakura sitting there and burning it. or Dragon Tailing it. Like I said, phasing is going to be a huge part of me potentially winning this match. Or my obvious answer is Savage with a quick attack. I think that if Pincer gets the +2, if Pincer gets the +2 against this team, if Electros is gone, the only Pokemon that can really stop it is the Rhyperior. So if Rhyperior, because not even Alomomo wants to take a +2 return. Shaymin doesn't want to take a quick attack. Entei might be a bit of an issue. I'm gonna see how much Entei, because Entei doesn't outspeed me, but so he'd have to be Choice Scarfed again. If he doesn't outspeed me, he can't win. He can't win. +2 Earthquake one-shots this thing. So unless he Choice Scarfs so many different things, we'll be fine. We'll be fine. Plus, we can always get Rufus to become a Pokemon that we need depending on what he has. We could just steal something, which is what I really want to do. So that is our team. I know Blissey hasn't made an appearance in a while, but I'm not a good Blissey player. I'm really not, and I know that. I'm not going to try to be. Blissey also gets crushed by Keldeo, so it's really no point. But that's our Jolteon. And our final Pokemon is our Infernape, who's also very different from anything we've run. We're running a Focus Sash Infernape with Blaze, so that if we get into Focus Sash range, our Overheat does a lot of damage. It can easily one-shot a Shaymin. It can also do a lot of damage to almost anything on his team except for the Latios and the Gastar and Keldeo. But everything else does not want to take a Blaze in Overheat. Not even Rhyperior. Alomomo does, but I have Close Combat for Alomomo, so it's fine. But this is Stealth Rock, Mach Punch, Close Combat, Overheat. I had nowhere else to put my Stealth Rocks, but I really needed to bring them, so I decided to go with Infernape. I'm not certain that I'm gonna lead with Infernape, and I really wish I could fit U-Turn on this moveset. I really do. Of course, this thing speed ties with Keldeo if he's not Choice Scarfed. If he is, like I said, I'm due to butter done. There's nothing I can do about that at all. But if he's not Choice Scarf, then we can speed tie and try to go for that close combat, or we just Mach Punch him. I think Mach Punch will do like 30%. So if he's worn down by hazards and what have you, it's gonna be a crazy match, guys. It really is, because it's just gonna be tough. Mach Punch only does 23%, especially since I don't have Iron Fist. Iron Fist brings it up to 27. It's not worth it. We'll just keep Blaze. It's gonna be a really tough match. It is going to be really tough. I don't know. I can't see Nexus bringing more than one Scarfer. So once we figure out who that Scarf is, we should be able to react from there. But if it's the wrong Pokemon, if it's Keldeo, I'm in trouble. If it's Keldeo, I'm in trouble. It's got to be Keldeo. He's going to be Scarfing that Keldeo so hard. He really is, unless he runs Calm Mind. But I have Sakura to Dragon Tail, so it's fine. But we want to get our rocks up. We want to keep them up. I don't want to get them up too early. I want to get rid of either his Excadrill or his Uxie. Excadrill, Uxie, and I think he had one more Rock Setter. No, that's it. Excadrill, Uxie, and Rhyperior. Those are his 3 possible Rock Setters. I think he's only going to bring 2 of those at most. Excadrill and Uxie would be who I think he would bring. 100%. He might not bring Excadrill because I have a Landorus, but they might pop an Air Balloon on there, so who knows. I have Infernape. He might not bring Excadrill, but if he brings Rhyperior, I have Sakura. So I guess it's a semi-even matchup, but he has just a lot of things that hit like a truck. Like, he drops a Draco on my with Latios. The only thing that can take it is Sakura. And I don't even think Sakura wants to take it that well. I think I should bring Granbull. Granbull, why don't you learn? Assault Vest Granbull really wouldn't be too bad, because then I can intimidate the Keldeo. I resist one of its stab, and I could take a Hydro Pump if I have to. The only thing I really have to worry about is the Excadrill. That's interesting. Who would I take out for Granbull? There's really no one. None of these guys cannot be here. None of these guys cannot be here. Granbull, I would... If I want to solve this, I can't even run Thunder Wave, so I just go Earthquake, play Rough, Fire Fang, and something else. And Fire Fang doesn't even do anything for me except for Excadrill. I will have EQ, so there's no point. Unless he's got the balloon. So I don't know. It's going to be a tough match. Latios, I just got to take care of as soon as possible. I really do. Obviously what I need to beat Latios with is if he's not Choice Scarfed, which I don't think he will be. Like I said, I really think he's going to be Choice Scarfed Keldeo. My Milotic can take a Draco. If Milotic takes 1 Draco, and if it gets max damage and it does 70%, the next one does 30, so it would be a 2-hit KO unless I recover on that Draco, but I can't switch into it. That's the problem. I can't switch into a Draco. Oh no, I have leftovers, so I would be able to live it. Okay. Okay, so I can switch into it. I might want to run Calm instead of Bold. Keldeo. I mean, Milotic. I might want to run Calm instead of Bold. If I go Calm, I go from 144 to 131, and I go up to 160. How much better can I take that Draco Meteor. The original Draco Meteor now maxes out at 64%, which is really good. Yeah, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna go Calm. I'm gonna go Calm because it's got Keldeo as well. So being able to take special hits a little bit better would be nice. So we'll go Calm. And we'll keep max investment in defense, and we'll keep it looking like this. Looks pretty good. We'll rock out with that. That's the only change I'm gonna make. I'm not gonna put Grand Ball in here. The Latios is scary, but honestly, if I have rocks up and he goes for Draco and I switch into my low tick, and then I get my leftovers, and I go Dragon Tail. And then if he switches out, that's more rocks damage, and then boom, more rocks damage. So he has no fairy types. He can't have any immunities to Dragon Tail, and that's going to be our team for this week. So hopefully we can snag another win. If not, we've had such a long run because of you guys supporting us. Thank you so much. And we're still not down for we're down for playoffs. I think we can make playoffs at this point. This is going to be probably our toughest match of the rest of the season. I was looking at the calendar, and just team matchup wise, I mean, the other players are awesome as well, but like team matchup wise, this one scares me the most. It's just that Electros and the Latios, and the fact that it is Entei-Shaman and Keldeo. He's gonna have like so many legends. It's gonna be so funny to see all that. It's gonna be amazing to see all that. I can't wait to battle Nexus. He's one of my good friends. I love him so much. I'm gonna get the heck out of here. If you guys enjoyed this video, please show some shady love, some Mankey love down below to that thumb. Just tickle it. Thumbs love being tickled. It's fantastic information to have in your daily dose. What was that? All that skit. No more daily information for your everyday life. No more. Someone, I don't know. Whatever. I'm gonna get the heck out of here before I waste more of our time. Have yourselves a good day, but above all else, keep it shady.